It's summertime. Are you up for a challenge? We're going to talk about it on today's podcast. I've spent the last 20 years studying, teaching, and coaching people to find their greatness and take their lives to the next level. Along the way, it's become evident that emotions are at the root of everybody's successes and failures. Worry and fear are the enemies, and it's time to forge the armor and earn the tools to overcome the two things that could single-handedly destroy your future. Hi, my name is Michael Johnson, and I'm a life coach, a peak performance trainer, and I'm the emotions guy. It's time to take back control of how you feel, control of how you act, and control of how you experience life. It's time to become a lifer, a new breed of overachiever focused on living every minute to its fullest. We are responsible for how we feel, and no one and no thing can make us feel anything. Emotional mastery is our journey, and emotional education and intelligence is the key. We are lifers, and this is Magic for Life. What's up, everybody? Michael Johnson here with the Magic for Life podcast, and I'm so glad that you're here today because I have a little bit of a challenge for you. Summertime's here, the weather's getting nicer, and there's all sorts of fun things to do, and I want to make sure that I help you out with that summertime craziness that's going on. It's so easy these days to grab your phone, and the likelihood is you're even listening to me on your phone, right? But it's so easy to grab your phone, get stuck on Facebook or on Instagram or on LinkedIn or Twitter or wherever you get your social media from. And so many people are trying to give up Facebook, or, oh, I erased the account, or I'm just not doing that. Well, there is good old fashioned self-control. That's a little rough because the social element of Facebook, especially with the end of the quarantine coming on here. I hope it's the end for some of you and you're being able to get back out again. Some of you are still quarantined in and can't get out. But here's the thing. During this summertime that we now have the opportunity to start getting out and people are coming out of being stuck inside, everybody's kind of pulling out their phones. They're pulling out 100 other things to do. And one of the things that I wanted to get at you was what to do instead. How can we actually make sure that even though summertime oftentimes represents vacation time and time off and time outside, is maybe change the way that you're using your social media. I heard this from one of my mentors. It might have been almost a year ago. And he's awesome. He had this great little bit, but I thought, gosh, this is a great time to discuss this, right? Instead, when you pull out your phone and you think, hey, I'm going to go and get on Facebook or Instagram, and I'm going to just scroll through and see what everybody else's world is up to, maybe we can shift. Maybe we can shift ourselves to being a producer instead of a consumer. And again, this is a great concept, a great message, and I love it. In fact, about a year or so ago, like I said, one of my mentors challenged us to do this with our kids. And so I'd like to pass that challenge on. The consumer or producer challenge, right? And here's what I want you to do. I want you to challenge yourself that for every time you get on Facebook or Instagram or any social media platform that you are particularly fond of, that for every time you get on and scroll through other people's stuff, that you have to actually create something that's going to impact the world, even if it's just this big. In fact, the ones that are this big build the Great Wall, right? The Great Wall started as sand that turned into a brick, that turned into a wall, that turned into one of the wonders of the world, right? Like the sand started off this big. You can change the world with one little thing at a time. And here's the thing. Every single time you get on social media, you might be able to catch yourself before you get on. And before you just kind of like zone in, you know what I'm talking about. Like it's so easy to get zoned in and forget 20 things are going on that you need to pay attention to. But can you make it so that every single time that you get on any social media, that you count that and go, okay, that was one today, so now I've got to produce something that's going to give back to the world. If somebody saw my page, if somebody saw my post, it would be something that I could actually share and give back to the world. This is a huge deal. You don't have to start a podcast like you're listening to here. You could, and I highly suggest it if you have a great topic to discuss or something that you know and have learned. Podcasts are great, right? But with all of the social media out there, they're great tools for you to get out and get your thing heard, right? Your message, even if it's just a little teeny message, it's okay. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be some huge epic thing. It could just be something easy, like be kind to somebody today. Here's a way you could do it. Be thankful that the sun rose today. That's it. It could be just a simple message on Instagram with a little post. It could be something simple on Snapchat or TikTok. Go do a dance that'll brighten somebody's day. But put something out instead of just taking something in. And, to all of my entrepreneurs and overachievers out there, all of you hard workers, you guys are all trying to impact the world. You're trying to change the world, and you're doing it using your thing. So become a producer. Now, here's the cool challenge. And I've started to do this with my children, and I suggest you do it with yours. They all want social media. Taking it away from them could be a death sentence, honestly. And I know that sounds crazy because some people are like, well, there's too much tablet. They're getting on their tablet too much, or they're on their phone too much. Well, yeah, it's probably because they're a consumer. And one of the challenges that you can do with your children is challenge them to produce more content than they consume. And that's it. It's a 1-for-1 or maybe a 2-for-1, right? And this is huge. And it doesn't matter. Let them do the thing that they're interested in. And I say this about you as well. Do the thing you're interested in and produce something that will impact the world. And again, keep it simple, stupid, right? It's the KISS test, right? Well, I actually heard sweetie the other day instead of stupid. I guess that's the nice thing to say, but I'm not from the South. I feel like in the South, when I've visited down into the southern states, sometimes they call me sweetie. I don't know. Maybe that's not a thing. If you're from the South, let me know. Comment down below. Is that a saying somewhere? I don't know. Where are you from? They don't say sweetie around here much. Anyway, so what we want to do is we want to keep it really simple, right? If you get on and you scroll through Facebook, great. I'm not telling you not to do that, right? It's a 1-for-1 or a 2-for-1 at least, and try that challenge over the summer. Try to challenge your kids to do it. You know what? Your kids can record on their phones, on their tablets, and they can upload straight to YouTube. It doesn't have to be crazy. In fact, people love straight up, right? Straight up and authentic. This is great. It doesn't have to be a big fancy podcast. All right. It could just be YouTube, and maybe your kid loves YouTube, or maybe they like Instagram. Well, great. If you're going to post on Instagram, let's post something that is positive and is going to impact the world. Maybe a message, maybe a quote, maybe something that will impact the world. Be a producer. You don't have to have your idea or your perfect empire built before you move. Just start posting something that will change the world. Remember, if you could change the lives of 10 people this year, over the course of the year, the population that we would be able to affect if everybody else did the same thing, if I affected 10 people and you affected 10 people and they affected 10 people over the course of 5 years, if that was a commitment we all did, we would change the entire population of the planet within the course of 5 to 7 years, I think it is. Guys, we can impact the world in a positive way. Share your message. Be positive. Don't be negative. There's no reason for it. There's enough negativity. Just go to a news channel. But you don't have to be that. And producing content doesn't have to be epic. It can just be simple. So that's what I'd like to invite you to do today. I'd love to hear about what your path is on this and what success you're having. If you're having a few challenges with getting your kids to do it, I have a lot of cool ideas. All 4 of my kids are producing content. right? And my youngest is 8. So, I've got 8 to 15. I've got 4, and they're all producing content in their own way and in their own version. I mean, even if your 8-year-old is just producing content that they're not actually putting onto social media, that's okay. At least they're producing. They're in the mindset of producing and getting something out there, because you know what? We've got to train the next generation that we can help the world. And again, you don't have to be good at everything. You just need to do what you are interested in, and what your one thing that you're interested in and that you have some insight in, or a failure that you've overcome, or a challenge that you've overcome. Share that with people, because they can actually benefit from it. So, producer versus consumer, which one are you? Try to balance it. And over this summertime, with the beautiful weather, hopefully you have some beautiful weather where you're at, and the nice warm heat that'll burn out that nasty virus thing that everybody's dealing with, right? We want to start getting into that place where we can help people recover. I know that's pretty serious, but being inside about a month or two before the quarantine happened, if I would have asked any of you, would you like to take 2 months off where you got to stay home, do whatever you want, watch Netflix, hang out? You can't go out of the house though, but would you like to do that? You don't have to go to work. In fact, they'll even pay you for not going to work with a little bit of unemployment, right? If I would have told you that, you might have been like, yeah, sounds like a sick, awesome vacation. Except for when we told you you had to stay quarantined, you couldn't go out, all of a sudden it was like being put in a cage. And people need to recover from that. Your souls need to recover from that. Our minds need to recover from that. Our society and our economy needs to recover from that. And it's going to take a little work. So spread your positive message, spread your thing, and help this world recover in a faster way. It's going to take us humans, and let's use this social media platform for good and not just for consumption. And I'm not saying you can't consume. Again, don't get me wrong, because sometimes you need some of that positive impact, right? But do your part and share something special with the world today. Challenge your kids. I can hardly wait. If they post something, #Majic4Life, I want to see it. I want to see what your kids are producing. Send me a message. Send me a message on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on the bottom of this YouTube video. Send it to me in the podcast. You listen to Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. If you want to, send me an email at info@Majic4Life, and I would love to hear about your producer-consumer challenge that you're doing with your kids, with yourself, and let me know. I want to hear your experience. It's been a great experience for me, and I hope that you'll take it on and do the same. All right, guys, let's do it. It's going to be an awesome summer. I can hardly wait to see some of your content. #Majic4Life. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the other side. Want more Magic for Life? If so, then reserve your copy of my new book. Get your copy at everyminutebook.com. Inside this book, you'll find the secrets to attaining the next level of performance in anything you do. Learn the secrets behind emotional mastery that'll start you on your new journey of being a lifer. Whether you're an athlete, a business professional, or an artist, this book will change your life forever. Get your copy reserved today.